Hello and welcome to a new season of The Juice. My name is Andrew Graham.
And I'm Justin Tassilidis.
This season at The Juice, we're attempting to make our jokes crasser,
naughtier,
and all around just more offensive to larger groups of people.
We're all about liabilities.
We're all about non-discriminatory discrimination.
We're about crack and hookers and blackjack.
Damn right. So, with crack and hookers in mind, The Juice starts now. A class of school children in Alaska found a dead beluga whale washed up on an Anchorage shore during their weekly science field trip. Scientists believe that the whale's extra-large body could be a sign that it was preggers. In other news, actress Kirstie Alley passed away suddenly vacationing at a remote beach in Anchorage, Alaska.
Tragic. Fat people shouldn't be allowed out of the house. A new study found that birth control can cause women to feel attracted to feminine men instead of the more masculine type. This reinforced the age-old female belief that the good ones are always gay.
A new poll revealed that the word whatever is the most annoying word to the American people. Folks, it is what it is.
Popular game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has decided to drop the phone a friend option from the show's Lifelines. This will ensure that the dumbasses who can't even answer the question will not be able to call their dumbass sister, so they can repeat the question 4 times, then wait 20 seconds until the clock runs out, and the retarded, jaundiced, yellow-skinned, 3-tooth-in-her-head sister from Alabama still doesn't know the answer.
President Barack Obama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize this week. Even the First Lady was like, WTF? It's also reported that Rush Limbaugh was enraged upon hearing the news. Nobel Peace Prize Committee, in response to Mr. Limbaugh, issued a press release that stated that they would have no problem awarding the award to Mr. Limbaugh. However, they were just worried he'd end up eating the prize and ruining his diet.
And by diet, we're of course referring to the over 90 pounds Mr. Limbaugh has lost since March of this year. Unfortunately, his doctors report he still has yet to lose a single ounce of bullshit.
U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton helped Turkey and Armenia sign an accord to establish diplomatic relations after a century of enmity. Former President Bill Clinton has not yet released a statement on this historic deal, but we certainly know who wears the pantsuit in the relationship now.
She is so hot. A cross-dressing teen, Jonathan Escobar, of Georgia's North Cobb High School, was asked by his principal to stop dressing in such a feminine manner or he should consider homeschooling. The principal validated his actions using a school rule that forbids students from wearing clothing that is distracting to others. However, some people are now speculating jealousy, as it was recently revealed that North Cobb High School's principal is Lady Gaga.
The cast, crew, and writers of The Juice would like to extend a thank you to David Letterman for his brave confirmation of the expected relationships with his employees. We're proud of you, David Letterman, for showing us that not all important public figures will lie about their sexual relations, and we thank you for giving us the hope that one day we too can sleep with our boss to get ahead. Up next, we'll have all the dirty details concerning Roman Polanski and an interesting story on love and female fertility. To say the least, Roman Polanski has had a few legal problems recently, stemming from accusations that he raped a 13-year-old girl in 1977 in Jack Nicholson's house. Pretty cool place to do it. Sounds tantalizing, but here at The Juice, we want to know exactly what happened. So we spoke with the most unbiased source we could find. I'm here with Roman Polanski's defense lawyer, Harvey Weisberg. Harvey, thank you for joining us.
Andrew, it's a pleasure to be here.
No, thank you. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks here. I want to thank you, of course, for joining us, but why shouldn't I be absolutely puking all over my crotch, disgusted with Roman Polanski right now?
You know, it's funny that you say that because that is a phenomenal question. I just want to let everyone know at home that that is a great question that he asked me.
It is.
I mean, honestly, if I were to explain to you why I do not feel disgusted, and nobody should, it's the fact that Samantha Geimer, the victim in question, she was 13 years old, but she did not look 13, and this incident occurred a week before her 14th birthday. I've seen pictures of her, and let me tell you, she was absolutely dead sexy. Face of an angel, sculpted body, I would have guessed 23 at least.
Okay, well, honestly, Harvey, I don't see how that matters. I mean, it's still rape.
Well, that's debatable, but that's not what counts. It's not what we in the legal profession call a rape. She may have said no repeatedly, more than once, but she did not sound forceful enough when she was denying Mr. Polanski of his sexual advances.
Well, you know, that's very true. It's not rape if you're just saying no.
That's absolutely. We live in the this happened in the 20th century. You can't just say no. Anyway, so after the photo shoot of Ms. Geimer in Jack Nicholson's home.
Wait, a photo shoot?
Yes, a photo shoot when you take pictures of someone for.
Right, well, I know, but yeah, but they photo shoot?
Mr. Polanski did a private photo shoot of Ms. Geimer in Jack Nicholson's house for Vogue. He noticed that she was very uptight, so my client very graciously offered her a mix of Quaaludes and champagne. For those who aren't familiar, Quaaludes are little pills that help you feel fantastic.
But why Quaaludes?
Because roofies are just too expensive.
Cheap bastard.
Anyway, like I said, she looked very uptight, and my client wished to make her feel better about herself.
Okay, but why champagne?
Because she was thirsty.
Oh, okay, well, I guess, but why couldn't he just, like, offer her, like, milk or apple juice or some shit like that?
Milk? Apple juice? What is this nonsense that you're talking about? When you want to relax, when you want to feel great, when you're sitting on the couch at home, do you pour yourself a cup of milk? No, absolutely not. You drink alcohol. That's absolutely right. Mr. Polanski then noticed, after giving her the champagne, how Mrs. Geimer's clothes were restricting her, so he told her to remove them.
This sounds a little sketchy.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, okay, then it's not.
Exactly. So anyway, as I was saying, the two of them in Jack Nicholson's home, right after the photo shoot, after she sheds her clothes, starts to feel a little better about herself, they go to Jack Nicholson's hot tub to relax a little more.
Okay, I'm still a bit confused. Your client had plenty of money, right? I mean, he could have committed statutory rape at a lot of affordable, like, hotels. Why the hell did he choose to do it in Jack Nicholson's home?
Let's not throw these terms around, statutory and rape. Anyway, getting down to the main point, it's because of what Mr. Nicholson represents on film. The Joker was a huge influence on Mr. Polanski's life. So, if he was going to engage in sexual activity with a 13-year-old, what better way to pay homage to one of Hollywood's greatest by consummating the relationship in his home?
But Batman didn't come out for another 12 years, Harvey.
Of course, that's right. That's why by the Joker, I meant Randall Patrick McMurphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
It's a hell of a movie.
It is a hell of a movie. Polanski knew that, and that's why he got with this beautiful, striking 13-year-old in Mr. Nicholson's home. After they enjoyed their beverages and prescription medicine, they moved to a very comfortable bed somewhere in Jack Nicholson's living room, and my client made his move.
Well, tell me more.
I would love to. Telling this story just does not get old. So anyway, my client began to kiss her, and she kept saying no. So he compromised with her by starting to have sex with her.
Harvey, is that actually a fair compromise?
Well, in my client's eyes, of course it is. I don't see why not. He was 44, she was 13. How can you say no? Let's be honest. So anyway, this event took place over 30 years ago. So he doesn't exactly remember what happened minute for minute.
You know what? Who would? That's a phenomenal point you make. 30 years ago.
30 years is a very long time. Who can remember things over such a long period of time?
I forgot my last bowel movement.
Happens to the best of us. So anyway, my client instructed Ms. Geimer to keep their affair a secret, but the tramp could not keep her mouth shut, and she ratted out Mr. Polanski to her mother. He spent time in jail for 42 days while undergoing psychiatric tests.
You know what? I hate when underage conquests can't keep their mouths shut. It cost me my job at ShopRite.
It's okay. I feel for you. Next time, I promise I will defend you. I will represent you.
Would you do that?
I would love to. It would be an honor and a privilege.
Thank you.
So anyway, as I was saying, Mr. Polanski and Ms. Geimer in Jack Nicholson's home, she ratted out my client, and he was terrified of being thrown in an American prison and becoming a prison bitch. Mr. Polanski spent time in a concentration camp growing up, and I'm told those weren't the best of conditions. So he sought to make his life extraordinary after the Holocaust. He married a beautiful woman, but she was murdered by Charles Manson. So he shifted his attention to prepubescent teenagers.
Having your wife murdered, that's a buzzkill.
It is a bit of a buzzkill, especially by Charles Manson.
Well, you know what? The whole thing, it seems reasonable to me. Prepubescence, right.
Of course it does. But after Ms. Geimer decided to snitch out my client, he had to flee to France. And he spent his time between France and Poland, evading American police, all the while directing such movies as The Pianist and Chinatown while he was on the run from American authorities.
I love those movies. Rapist or not, Roman Polanski knows how to jerk my heartstrings, to say the least.
I mean, that is absolutely true. Indeed, he does. Mr. Polanski is the finest director of our time. He is the film bird of our generation, and my client is a victim here. Is it such a crime to have a sexual affair with a stunningly attractive 13-year-old girl?